Everybody wants to be a champion. Everybody wants to lead. Everyone wants to rule. Everyone craves the power to influence the world. But a true champion never craves any of that. A true champion would never work to achieve power so he can manipulate or take advantage of others. He won't command respect or be seen as entitled to power. He will work to earn that. He'd rather invest all his energy becoming someone of value and execution. He'd rather spend his days finding his purpose than envying others. He'd rather spend his time executing while others only talk about it. He'd rather spend his life building while others only plan on doing it. He is so full of faith, hope, and his burning passion that there's no room for him to sit idle or make plans to bring somebody else down. A champion works to win, not because he wants to be praised or approved. His actions aren't to impress anybody. His actions are for the ground he stands for. His actions aren't to prove anyone wrong. His actions are for the purpose he believes in. His attention is only reserved for what takes him closer to his destination. His actions are only to execute what he prepares for. He doesn't rely on the periodic dose of motivation. What drives him is his promise to manifest the change he hopes to see all over the world. He depends on his self-restraint to remain consistent even when he doesn't have even an ounce of motivation. He knows each of his actions, each of his decisions count. He knows each second he spends in despair is time wasted. He doesn't spend ages mourning a loss. He invests those emotions into building his dreams. He invests those emotions into chasing success. His consistent efforts fuel his passion. It doesn't always end well. Most of the time, he's made to believe he's not made for what he's doing. Most of the time, he doesn't see any meaning in what he's doing. Most of the time, the frustration is so high that he's pushed to quit. Most of the time, the probability of success is so low that he's forced to stop. Most of the time, he's too tired that his fatigue puts him to halt. There are times when the flame of his passion is so near to be extinguished. There are times when hope is nowhere to be seen. There are times when all doors are closed. There are times when nobody believes him or supports what he believes in. There are times when he's left to either die or strive all alone, and the champion chooses to keep going in those moments. He keeps going because he has devoted his whole life to a single purpose, and if he backs down now, he will spend the rest of his days waiting for death. That's not the life a champion is born to lead. He's born to fall, shed tears, but eventually rise and conquer. A champion would rather prefer dying while fighting for what he believes in, rather than getting by without a purpose. A champion is mindful of the things he says to himself, because he knows they hold weightage. A champion is conscious of the way he treats himself, because he knows it will reflect on his actions. He's aware that it's his mindset that breaks or builds him. That mindset is the accumulation of his habits, his actions, and his thoughts. That mindset is the difference between something you find ordinary and extraordinary. It is the accumulation of little things that contribute to a huge success or a lethal failure. If you're building an infrastructure, each brick will contribute to it. If you're breaking something, each brick broken will contribute to the downfall. It is the little drops that shape the ocean. It is always winning community matches that contribute to winning marathons. A champion fails more times than a beginner does. He fails more times than the runner-ups do. He succeeds because he doesn't give up when others do. Giving up is an easy escape. You know it's hard. Showing up, executing, failing, and then executing again. A champion believes that there's enough wisdom, strength, and compassion that he's not afraid he'll run out of it if he shares it with others. A champion is at the top because he's spent years uplifting himself as well as others. He doesn't believe in building by snatching from others. He believes in creating while sharing it with others. People believe in his vision because they have seen him making it come true before, and it'll be soon when he does it all over again. He sets goals, but he also builds a system that holds him accountable every day. He knows he can't grow as long as he's complacent. He pushes his limits to see how far he can go, how surreal success can become. A champion heals the wounds of broken hope and broken self-esteem with patience. He knows if the time is not right to strike yet, it's time to prepare. It's time to get ready to strike when the opportunity rises.